Hello, good people of YouTube. Mountbatten here, and today we have your, weekly replay video. We didn't have a replay video this week because we had a lot of news to go over and such, so this is normally the bonus replay video, but it's actually a replay video for the week. Anyway, in today's replay, we have the Tier 9 Premium American Battleship, the Georgia, being driven by one Bob, also known as Marday. He's been shown on the channel a couple of times. He always manages to find himself in a fairly interesting match, at least when it comes to the matches he sends over to me, and this one is none the different. Now, he's in, just off the bat, you take a look at the team lineups, in one of the worst situations you can find yourself in a surface ship. Double CV submarine game. The only worst situation you could find yourself in would be a double submarine, double CV game. So already he's not in the best of situations just from the team lineup. He is, however, in a Tier 9 ship in a Tier 8 game, so he's got that going for him. But again, we shall see how the match does develop. Looks like he's taking a long, hard look at the top-down map for some reason. Probably taking a moment to see where everybody is going. Not the worst idea. Get an idea of where the CVs are focusing their squadrons and such. And maybe he's looking on the lookout for the submarine. Although we do know where the submarine should spawn in at least. Since the friendly submarine spawned over here, so should the enemy one. That is how it's supposed to work, and from what I've seen, that is, in fact, how it does work. But he did play it smart there, didn't, go full tilt throttle at the beginning, especially with the Georgia. Georgia's an incredibly fast ship, so you can find yourself in a bad situation quite quickly with the Georgia if you do just, full bore gun it at the start and then just go for it. Alright, so looks like, so far teams are fairly evenly spread out. Over here on the western flank, though, they are a little light. Both CVs, friendly CVs, are parking up fairly close to the A cap. Looks like they are focusing on the mid. He does have the Salmon and the Fletcher over here to at least spot for him a little bit. So, red team, though, is capping all three caps at the moment. The friendly destroyers are not looking to be too aggressive. Granted, again, over here at A, I can kind of understand why the Fletcher's not really going for it. He's got a Mahan, North Carolina, and an S-189 on top of a Los Andes waiting for him. So that's a little more understandable for him. Akizuki, though, he's got an Ipiranga, a Gneisenau, an Iowa, and a Sims. All of them could most certainly dogpile a Jaeger with, tier 4 guns. But, hey, enemy destroyer is scary, right? So looks like the enemy team will be taking the A cap. That is my Discord and not yours. North Carolina, though, that is a very squishy battleship. Looks like he's trying... Ooh, he's doing the big mistake. He's trying to use his third turret. See, North Carolina is actually really tanky if you only use the forward 2 turrets. Trying to get that third turret into the action, that's what gets a lot of North Carolina players. Will it get this one? Yes, it will. There we go. As he loses about 22,000 HP to Marday's guns. Yeah, the American 457mm guns are quite nasty, especially when they run up against something that's just thick enough to arm them, like the North Carolina, but not thick enough to deny their penetration. Let's see. Does North Carolina learn? He's a little bit more angled this time, but again, North Carolina's armor is pretty subpar. And, yeah, no citadels this time. Does get a little nip off of Marday's funnily constructed bows. The Georgia, I don't know, it's so weird how the bow is shaped with the geometry and such. You eat these weird pins that most other battleships wouldn't, because, typically, the armor is steeped way. Those are submarine torpedoes. And he's going to eat, 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. Let's see how much damage it's going to be. Oh, well, it wasn't too bad, actually. I thought that was a much bigger number. I thought it was a 14 instead of a 4. So we do know the submarine is quite close by. And Marday's secondaries aren't getting in on the action. Oh, that is beautiful. Flat broadside. Oh, this is a dead North Carolina, boys. Oh, how is that not? 31,000 damage, 4 hits, 1 citadel. Alright, Marday's getting his rear turret in on the action. This should be a dead North Carolina now, right? No. Clearly not. I am mistaken. Oh, he might get a secondary kill here, and he does! First blood with a close quarters attached to it. What a way to start the match. Okay, so we also know the submarine is very close by. Oh, he's got jokes, the S-189. He's already flanked around. Hopefully the Fletcher can catch him there. So yeah, the submarine is being very sneaky and very mobile. He's not sitting in a place. He is already behind Mardays. That is concerning. Alright, Los Andes now. At this time, still incredibly overpowered because she has not received her nerfs just yet. Man, the Los Andes, man, I'm tired of seeing that. I'm tired of seeing that ship in every Tier 9 mode known to man. Alright, he does get a fire on Marday with the secondary guns. Maybe Marday can remind him here who is the real best secondary battleship at Tier 9. Alright, looks like Fletcher is going for the S-189, so that is good. He's sailing right toward him, I think. It looks like he is at least. Well, I guess we'll find out. Los Andes takes out the friendly sub. Oof. Friendly team is down a destroyer and a submarine and a cruiser. Enemy team is down a cruiser and a battleship. Hello, Los Andes. How you doing, buddy? Gets his guns off on him. No citadels, because of course not. It's Los Andes. Ooh, this is gonna hurt. Georgia does not have the best side armor, and oh boy, down to 18k. That could have honestly been a lot worse. Dang. Alright, got a brief glimpse at where the submarine might be back there. His guns are about to reload. Los Andes is still showing him broadside. He is turning, though. His citadel is exposed a tiny bit here. Is it enough? It is! There we go. 3 citadels for 35,000 damage in his first dev strike of the match. Okay. Good. Got the Los Andes out. Got the North Carolina out. And now the Fletcher and himself, they are working on the S-189. There he is. He tries to shotgun. Doesn't get the memo that shotgunning isn't a thing anymore. Tries to use his final torpedo on the Fletcher. Thankfully, the Fletcher is maneuverable. This should be a dead S-189. It's not. Well, not because of Marday, but because of the Fletcher's depth charges. Good sweep over here on the A flank. So, A has now been sanitized of enemy ships. So, the Fletcher, the Iowa, should be able to just whoop into the cap and get the cap secured. Okay, enemy team's also down on ships right now, so it's looking fairly good for the friendly team, with the exception that they have no caps at this moment. Oh, the scores are flipped, by the way, if you look on the top. The red team's points are the green team's points, green team's points are the red team's points. It's a replay glitch. So, like you can tell, the red team has 2 caps right now. So they should obviously be earning points at this moment, but for some reason the green team is, so it's a glitch. Oh, looky here! What Mr. Marday has found. It's the enemy Lexington. Oh, boys. The Fox is entering the hen house. So, there is a Mahan... Well, there was a Mahan spotted somewhere over here. But... Mahan, a Jaeger, and... Oh, all 3 of the enemy destroyers are still alive. Well, we still have 2 green destroyers up, so... Not all hope is lost at this moment. But yeah, the Lexington has been found. Ooh, and here comes his bombers. There's high caliber already before the 10-minute mark. So, yeah, Marday is about to become very popular with his local enemy CVs. Alright. Getting his AA sector set on the Lexington's bombers. Shoots down 1 plane. He might be able to sink the Lexington before he can get another round of planes up. And bombers drop their bombs. I just tag the stern there a little bit. Nothing too bad. Alright, cool. The Fletcher and the Iowa are taking the A cap. Lexington's turning for some reason, showing Marday. Oh, he's found the other Lexington. Nelson takes out the friendly Akazuki. Oh, there we go. Nice hit. 20k on the first Lexington. That brings him down. And there we go. The enemy team is now down a CV. Alright, so he's trying to throttle juke the Lexington planes. But the problem is they're planes. They're maneuverable. He's going to dodge one of the torps here at least. So there's that. And flooding. Ooh, he's got 1 hill left. Damage con is available, but he's holding it as the torpedo bombers are coming back again. Of course, you definitely want to hold that, because if you pop it already, and then this next flight of planes sets another instance of flooding, then that flooding is stuck for the full duration. Of course, you don't want that. And he's gonna one. Yep, there you go. Eats one torpedo, gets another instance of flooding, pops his damage com, pops his heal. That's all he's got for his heals now too. Ooh, the Fletcher and the Iowa have found the Mahan, so hopefully this should be a dead Mahan with two green ships focusing it out. Unless okay. I was going to say, unless the Iowa gets red-eyed for the Lexington, but turns out the Iowa just really wants to eat the Mahan's torpedoes. So that's not good. Oh, and the Jaeger and the Mahan are now popping up on the... Now, honestly, the Fletcher could probably take both the Mahan and the Jaeger if he doesn't get murdered by any of their torps. If it's just a gun duel, he should have the gunpowder to... Never mind the Nelson decided that the Fletcher, my bad, was done playing. However, broadside Lexington from 7 kilometers out. Come on, Dev Strike. Ah, 20k to the Lexington. Secondaries are on it. I don't know why the Lexington just didn't huddle up next to the island and wait for his team to show up, but apparently he just really wants to sell broadside to Marday. All right, so the Mahan's also in the open right now. All right, this should be a dead Lexington. Focus secondaries or Mahan. Yep, goodbye, Mr. Lexington. All right, now the Georgia's going to do what the Georgia's going to do: murder destroyers with its secondary guns. Keep in mind, these secondary guns used to be a lot more accurate back in the day, but of course we can't have that anymore because that's too nice. All right, so he's popped his speed boost, turning out from the Mahan. The Mahan is going full guns a-blazing into the Georgia. I admire the Mahan's determination there, but oh, there's that pesky little Nelson. Alright, honestly, the secondary should be able to finish out the Mahan. I'd get my primary guns on the Nelson. Yep, that's a dead Mahan. Get your guns around on the Nelson. It's a beautiful Nelson broadside. Ooh, aimed a little bit too high there. Should be a little bit lower. Get that third turret out on the Nelson. Okay, he's trying to thread it. I understand that. Come on. Swing that turret around. You still have the opportunity here to dev strike this Nelson. Come on, turret number 3. You can do it. You can make it. Oh, it's so close. No! Dang. Dang. You did get a Kraken, though. Kraken Unleashed. 2 close quarter expert medals. Achievements, my bad. First Blood, Confederate High Caliber, and again, Kraken. So now his team has 2 CVs up to the enemy team's no CVs. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? The red team's destroyers managed to survive the match. So despite having 2 CVs up, which, again, should be a massive advantage, and it is, it's not as much of an advantage as having destroyers still alive. So this kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier last week, where destroyers are so dang important, and they're so influential, and they're so impactful in the match, that they are the single most important class in the game, and if yours are alive while the other team's is not, you are probably going to win 9 times out of 10, and well, let's see what happens here. Now, of course, this Benson's out here trying to gun down a Hornet. He's not doing the worst job at it, but the Hornet's still up for the time being. Looks like the Hornet called those torps pretty good, and the Chicago's dropping his bombs on him. Oh yeah, that's a dead Benson there. Okay, so 1 destroyer left alive. However, well, it's still a destroyer that's left alive, and, you know, it can zip around the map, caps and such. What is this Gneis now doing? Okay, the Gneis now is trying to cap this cap here, but he's got an Omano to deal with. And there's the Nelson. Yeah, so I think, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, this is game over at this point. The enemy team is at 830 points. This Nelson's getting double teamed by the Omano and the Nelson. Granted, you know, again, there are still 2 CVs up and surviving at this moment. Let me break off from our day's camera here so we can see what's going on a little bit more. Now, the problem, of course, is, well, yes, there are 2 CVs up. The 2 CVs can't cap anything without probably getting spotted by the Jaeger. Although the Chicago could probably go for the A cap if the Jaeger isn't there, which he's trying to ascertain that at the moment. If I was just going to I'd sit behind that island and just quiet the guns and cap the cap, so that would buy the team some more time and some more points. Unless, of course, the Jaeger's there spotting him, because we don't know where he's at. He was the last spot. Whoops. Did not mean to do that. He was last spotted in the A cap. Let's see. So the Hornet and the Shikaku are targeting the Nelson, which isn't a terrible idea. Nelson does have absolutely god-awful AA. That's one of her biggest weaknesses besides her massive citadel. So if you are going to try and kill a ship quick, it's not the worst idea, but of course Nelson does have the super heal. And the Gneisa now is still firing. So I'm not sure if he's still firing because he's just firing, or if he's still firing because he's, spotted by the Jaeger. Doesn't matter what he does, he's going to stay spotted. But he's now left his island cover, which the Nelson might have been spotting him there. Again, we don't know for sure. Okay, Shikaku and Hornet cross-dropping the Nelson. You'll love to see it. Nelson gets 1, 2, 3, 4 torpedoes there. Then 1 from the Shikaku. And Hornet's coming back down on the Nelson. There should be a dead Nelson. Might buy the team a little bit of time here. Alright, so good coordination from the green CVs. Yeah, there should be a dead Nelson. Should buy the team a little bit more time. Ooh, he did get that. Hey, Marday, stop stealing the camera from me. Did get those shots out at the Gneisa now. Did it get the Gneisa now, though? Looks like no. Alright, cool. So the Gneisa now might be able to get the sea cap now. No, the Amano's still bullying him. Alright, so now the thing is, they have to murder the Amano before... Oh, nope. There's a Jaeger Torps. Yep, that's a dead Gneisa now. Rip Gneisa now. Oh, man, he actually might have been able to get the Amano here. Oh, no, he dodged. He dodged the Torps. Beautiful. Beautiful work, Gneisa now. Shots out on the Amano. Ah, German dispersion doing its thing. Amano's down to 2,000 HP. Hornet's getting his bombers over there. Shikaku, dang. The secondary kill on the Amano on the Gneisa now. How the turntables indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Dang. That was a good game, but again, what I tell you, destroyers is so important. You gotta focus them down, because they are the ships that determine the outcomes of the match. Look at this. Marday gets 1,700 base XP, which is not that far off from the #1 XP earner on the enemy team that won, which was the Amano. My God, man. It was a good game either way, but again, destroyers, man, you can't let them get away. So again, Dev Strike, Confederate, 2 close quarters experts, Kraken Unleashed, First Blood, and High Caliber. 268,000 damage done, 5 kills. So Marday, an excellent match. Thank you so much for sending it into the channel. If you have a match like this, it's just a good close game, or something stupid or ridiculous or goofy happens, feel free to send it into the email linked in the description down below, or submit it on the replay channel on the community Discord. Link to that is also down below as well. Hope you guys have a wonderful Sunday and wonderful rest of your week. Hope to catch you guys in the next one.